2 hours or so ago. Blew away 1 or 2 cobwebs for 1 or 2 athletes. Veronica Campbell-Brown lines up as the outstanding favourite, having just her second appearance of this outdoor season. She won in Shanghai. That was just a couple of weeks or so ago now, when she ran 10.92. Among the athletes she beat there, Carmelita Jetta, who's the world number 1, having run 10.86 in Kingston, Jamaica. So if that wasn't demonstrating to the Jamaican fraternity what she's capable of right in front of them, I don't know what is. So from the inside, Barbara Pierre of the United States, just qualified for this final as a fast loser. Katerina Checheva of the Czech Republic, her best time this season, 11.51. Budizang Melama of Gabon had a decent run in Holland at the weekend, the athlete from Gabon. She ran 11.23. She finished third in that final. And a few of these athletes were in action in Hengelo just 20, or should I say 48 hours ago. Here is Debbie Ferguson. Now, in terms of longevity, you can mention her in the same breath as Merlene Ossie these days. I think she ran in a semi-final of the Olympic Games 15 years ago. Shaloni Calvert, where if there is a threat to Veronica Campbell-Brown tonight, it is Shaloni Calvert. She won in Hengelo. She ran 11.05 2 days ago. That was a lifetime best. Well, VCB is how she's known on the circuit, and that's a name on her bib today. Veronica Campbell-Brown, the world champion at this distance 4 years ago in Osaka, but remember, a 2-time Olympic 200-meter champion. And Stephanie Durst of the United States is on the outside. We often see her almost year in, year out on the US circuit, but at the moment, in all fairness, she's not at her best. And I think you could say the same of La Chantia Moore, who finished third in the heat. She ran 11.46. Well, Veronica Campbell-Brown won her heat in 11.13. Calvert finished second in hers in 11.21. This Campbell-Brown's last race before she competes in the Jamaican Championships at the end of June. We often used to talk of the US trials as being the most competitive in the sprint events. Well, these days, they happen in Jamaica. So Veronica Campbell-Brown will know that she has to be somewhere close to her pomp just to make the Jamaican team. She has a habit of racing sparingly, does Campbell-Brown. She's had 1 or 2 changes in her coaching arrangements over the course of the last couple of seasons, but she's showing no ill effects. She won a World Indoor crown last year. She's here in lane 6. Calvert is on her immediate left. The meeting record, Iveta Lalova, 11.03, 6 years ago. Well, there's an early break. It looks to me rather like Stephanie Durst.
That'd be a great shame if it is, because she will be gone. We had 1 or 2 disqualifications 48 hours ago at Hengelo. Oh dear, way ahead of the gun. And Durst, who was 5th in Hengelo with 11.31, and that with a 1.7 following wind. Clearly not really in the hunt for the win here up against the likes of Campbell-Brown, but I think just accepting without any further ado that she's gone.
Well, occasionally it's bad luck. Sometimes it's plain indiscipline. I would suggest that fits into the latter category. Stephanie Durst, really not at the races today. Disappointing in the heat. So, 8 becomes 7. Let's just go through that lineup again. From the inside, Pierre, USA, Checheva, Czech Republic, Zhang Melama, Gabon, Ferguson, Bahamas, Calvert, Jamaica, Campbell-Brown, Jamaica, 7 is vacant, and Moore of the United States. A final of the women's 100 metres. Well, Campbell Brown, almost the last time into the set position, and she's broken away well, and she's got half a metre here on Calvert. Campbell Brown is pulling away from the field. Keep your eyes on the clock. It is going to be a big, big win. 10.76. That is incredibly fast from Veronica Campbell Brown. Well, in terms of all-time best performances, her lifetime best, 10.78. The reading of the win gauge is legal plus 1.1. And this woman is clearly in the form of her life. Veronica Campbell Brown, the leading athlete in the women's sprints at the moment. She will be, on the evidence of this form, the one to beat, not only over 100 metres, but 200 metres when she gets to those World Championships.
Boy, oh boy, an Usain Bolt to come. Go and put the kettle on, get ready, because it's going to be special here tonight in Ostrava. 10.76. That puts her equal 8th fastest in history, up against one Evelyn Ashford, and there's a legend from sprint years gone by. It puts her ahead of Elena Privalova. Yvette Lolova's meeting record just blown away there. She wins by 3.5 metres. And hardly surprising when you see that time. There's probably a half-decent time or two behind her. But Martin, plus 1.1, 10.76. Imagine if it had been a stronger wind. Imagine if she'd had a race in her hands. Perhaps she ran better not having a race in her hands. Perhaps she was able to relax more without that competitive element added.
Well, she finished in a different postcode from the other 6 finalists, didn't she? There was a lot of daylight. Veronica Campbell Brown. Well, we've always known she can perform. Her greater achievements perhaps have been at the longer sprint, the 200 metres. Remember, the Olympic champion in both 2000